New skirt idea. Queen of skirts. I got this fabric and I got this fabric. Boom. Ha-ha. I'll show you what I'm gonna make. Coming up. Hey, Chanel here, bringing you weekly videos to help you get better and better with your fashion sewing. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on a new video. I found these fabrics at Fancy Gap Pottery up in Virginia, right on like the border of North Carolina and Virginia in Fancy Gap. It's called Fancy Gap. I was kind of a little like going, what? Is it a place called Fancy Gap? I also did a video on the fabric store itself, so be sure to look for that. But I found these two fabrics there, and I've been wanting to make these for a while, and yeah, I can't wait to make this. I'm gonna make the rosy skirt, my usual. I've been making that a lot lately. It's just because I've been kind of, I think these challenging fabrics have been hitting me, and so far it's just this rosy skirt right here. It's just, it just works on everything. So I'm also writing a book on skirts, and that skirt is in there. So I'm trying to do a whole bunch of them too, so I can get photographs of them all. The rosy skirt is right here. I did a video on this one. I saw patchwork here. That's the Susanna and that's the Chloe over there. But this rosy skirt, man, I love the way it looks. Just the yoke, and then you can put the bias contrast in here, and then you can layer this, or you just do it plain. So many options to really customize this skirt. It's really fun to work with, and it's fast. I mean, and also the skirt, there's literally no seams in it. This is the pattern here. Let's see. This is the pattern right there. Taped it all together. And it's like a big circle skirt, but it's square. And I actually just came up with another idea to change this pattern around. I'm not going to tell you yet. But and then there's a simple yoke right here. So cut 2 on the fold. It's really simple to cut, really simple to make. You can have a skirt and wear it like by the night time. You know, if you did in the daytime, and then, you know, whatever. So I have this fabric right here. I'm trying to think. I've got some contrast stuff I'm going to do. So I found this fabric. I think it's about 45 wide, but it's another one of those tricky fabrics that, you know, you like it in the store, but you're going, what can I make with it? It's all falling apart here. And it's basically the lace. It's those little cheap laces that you buy that you'd never know what to do with, right? Like right here. They're pretty, but what do you do with them? But these people like sewed it down this whole strip of the fabric, and you can see they sewed it with white, and it's all the little white stitches there, and then they did little pin tucks right here, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. I also found this fabric at Fancy Gap, and it's a graphic novel fabric, and yeah, I was just going to do little patches and put them on this fabric here, but I think I'm going to make the yoke out of this because I really want to use this right here, and it's just a little part, and I always wear black with it, so you'll just see a part of it. And then I found this fabric in my stash here, and wow, pretty, and it's kind of it's a Swiss dot on this side right here, so it's got the little Swiss dots here, and then the metallic. And I was thinking maybe I could love to line that in there, but I think the two thin cottons together will kind of stick together. So I'm like, I don't know if that's going to work. So I put it in there, and I thought, nah, it's kind of dark. I don't know. So I pulled out my usual Kona cotton. I have a little bit of Supima white cotton left, but if the fabric, like this fabric, will cover it too much, I'm not wasting it. So, so I'm just going to do a layer of, because I need to line this because it's very sheer. So I'm just going to do a layer of white Kona cotton. And then I'm like, okay, what do I do with it? I want to do a bias. I love to put a color across because it tends to blend the two fabrics together. It's like, so if I put gray I love the way the gray looks with this. It kind of, because I didn't even realize how much gray is in here until I put the gray with it and it popped it out. Now this gray is kind of a pale, icky gray, but this is like a blue gray. So I think I could go look for pale, icky gray. Like, can I have some pale, icky gray? But I might just stick with this because I have a bigger. All right, I'm gonna get to cutting this. Then I'm on my way to sew it. All right, got this whole thing laid out. Just lined up my stripes, got it all even right here, and took an L square. Got this really square right there. I'm gonna just chop off about a ½ inch less, and then I've got this part here. I gotta chop that part off. Made a chalk mark here, just gotta cut that. That's how simple that part is. All right, I have this part. I'm just gonna chalk it out here, and just gonna, oops, where'd my chalk mark go? Cut that out right there. And then, that's my square donut. And right here, I have this pinned here, because I lined this up here. I'm just gonna trim this right here to match up that. Well, this worked out great. I just had one little piece of fabric on my bolt. It was like ½ inch shorter than this, and I just tore it to have it on grain, and then tore it on the, or this, it was already torn on this end. So I just laid this out here and just have it about maybe 3/4 of an inch over, and then I just got to cut out this part here, match them up, that, and then the back right there, and then this side right here, I'm just going to tear the selvage off, and that will be a nice even edge, and all I got to do is be hemming this, so it's just about 3/4 of an inch over. There are my two pieces, the black layer and the white layer, all cut out. All right, so now I'm going to cut out the yoke, cut 2 on the fold. Here's the selvage of this fabric. The problem is, it goes this way, lengthwise. A lot of these squares are kind of going crossways. They are down the cross grain. There's some that are doing the length grain right here, but the big faces are kind of cross grain. I think I might cut this fold right here on the cross grain. So selvage, so it's actually a woven is it's still pretty, it has a little, it's still pretty taut, so it's a nice even woven. So it won't be bad to do that. And I'm going to line it too, and I'll line the lining part on the length grain so it has more strength there. But I wanted to really get these pieces here, and I love this little bug right here. This is that a bug? No, that's a 1940s looking car. I thought it was a Volkswagen Bug. And a motorcycle, and it's so cute. So I think I'm going to cut this one right here, like that, and I think I'll just tear these up right here. I've got a clip right there, and then I gotta see, gotta get this right here. Oh, right, got it right on there. And then I have a piece off of there, and I'll make one fold right here. Cut that on the fold and cut this one. And then I want to find the bug. I think I found it up here on the other part. That one right there. They don't have it in really a lot of spots. It just seems up here. So if I can get this squeezed up as high as I can go up there, or now if I go backwards, I gotta make them go up there. And the selvage is right here. So I'll go here, here. I think I have the bug over here, so the bug will be right about here, which is good. And then over on the other side, right there. I think that's what I'm gonna do. That one. So what I like to do is get tear here, there, and then get the tear about here. And then where to go? Hopefully I did that right. sure. I always like to double check. And then where's the other one? Right here. Gonna meet in the middle. Right there. Ta-da! Okay. Cut that off. And then all this other fabric, I still have a lot left of this. I'm just going to be using these as squares, and I'm thinking I'm going to tear them and fray them and then add them to parts of the skirt. I think that will be really cute. Right now, I'll just get these yoke pieces. Make sure I find my little guys there. Right here. Then I'll cut 2 of these. Make sure where's Volkswagen's right here. Yeah, that'll be a good spot. Get it right up to the up there, because I always think wear my shirt right about here, and I want the bug to show right there. Get this all even. It's going into the selvage, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Open it right here. Cut that out, and then do the same with this one. I have my yokes. Well, I'm back. I had this whole thing cut, and I've actually been working on it a little bit because I had a class in here with 3 little kids that I couldn't videotape while they were here, and I had another teacher, and she was teaching them, and I thought, I gotta work on this skirt because I actually want to wear it tomorrow. So I just went ahead and hemmed all the edges right here, and I actually hemmed this one with the white top stitching in there, and look at that, it just folds right in there. I love this fabric. Oh my gosh. But the white feels a little heavier, but the top is, the black one is a little on the light side, so this is going to be the bottom. And all I did was just hem it, and then I stay stitched, kind of basted these 2 together. And I just have to add it to the yoke. So the yoke, I got the side seams just sewn right here, and then the lining side seam sewn right here. And then I went ahead and pressed up the inside edge right here because I'm going to hand stitch that over. Although, might have to, I only have like an hour to finish this skirt. I've done this skirt so many times, it's gotten easier and easier. So all I have to do now is connect the 2. But I had the gray, I had to pick out the gray fabric. I found the big piece right here. And I like it, but I actually found something better. But so these kind of look good, right? Then I was looking for ribbon for some other project, and I found this ribbon in my stash. It's what's it, grosgrain? And that matches the grays in this comic book print a lot better. So I'm gonna use ribbon. Usually I'll use a bias, but this edge right here, if it's just kind of straight, so I thought a ribbon would be great. So that is, I've just basted that on, so then I can attach the skirt to this and then have the ribbon on it. I also, what I did, because the edging on this ribbon here kind of makes it a little taut, and I want to have it move with the fabric, so I pinked off the edge so that it has a little bit more give to it. Because if the ribbon, especially grosgrains, they have a mind of their own, and they won't cooperate with the fabric that moves around. So does that make any sense? But that is how that looks right there. Wow. So what I've got to do now is connect this to this. Okay, got to decide which one I want to be the front of the skirt. The V parts here I had in the center front, and then I had little slits on the side fronts right here. That's how when I cut them out, I could tell. So the center fronts, I have the stripes going this way. Let's see, it's white. And then I just like to make sure I like the front better. I think these ones, I think I'm going to pick up, this is the front. And then I have my front of my yoke here. So you know it's the one without that band right here, that's the ending. So that'll be the front and the front. And then I have these, a center front notch here, and then on the side seams are where the little slit parts are going to go. So I'm going to start with this right here and just move it down right sides together here, and then all the way around. put some pins around here, like that. Working quarters. Make sure I got that little slit right here. Side seam goes there. And then the quarters should fit. Yes. Just like that. And I'm going to sew it from the back side here because it's working that way. This grosgrain ribbon is really not letting this stretch or mold at all. A lot of times these two will stretch really well together. Grosgrain does not stretch, which is good in some cases. Okay, I'm going to go and sew this 5/8 around. We'll connect the two, and then my piping, or ribbon in this case, will pop right out. All right, got it sewn. It was a little tricky. The little puckers right here. That grosgrain ribbon just wouldn't let that stretch, so wouldn't let it ease and mold. So I got little tiny puckers in here, but they're hidden under here, so they're on the skirt part, so you don't really see it. So that's good. So now, this is how it looks. Ribbon is really nice in there. A little tough to sew with it, but wow, looking good. Now all I have to do is I'm gonna have to press this up, and then I gotta add in this lining right here, just a skirt lining. I use the Ambiance rayon lining. Oh, it feels so good. It's like, it feels, oh, it's so comfortable. And I didn't pre-wash any of this. I'm probably gonna have to dry clean this skirt because I bet it's really gonna wrinkle. I'm pretty sure this is a dry clean only one. And this fabric is a really loose weave cotton, so you can always tell it'll wrinkle up more, and it definitely will shrink. I kind of steamed it a little bit to get some of the shrinks out of it, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's a dry clean only one. Now I'm gonna line up the lining here with the skirt top. Is it matching here? I'm gonna baste that, and then I'm gonna get the elastic on there, prepare that, and just put the elastic on. Now, if you haven't seen my video on the elastic, the fold over elastic here, I have a whole video on how to actually stretch it and move it, but so easy. It's just a roll over like this. It has a light fold in it, and you just fold it over here, and then you stretch it as you go, and then you kind of sandwich in the fabric right here. You go like this, and this is your sewing without the pin in the middle. And you stretch it like this, and then you zigzag it right here, and then it just like kind of encapsulates it right there, and it's so comfortable. So on my skirts, I like my skirts just to kind of just a little bit stretched, and that way you don't look like you have an elastic waist on. It just kind of holds up, and that's if you have a real like a 10-inch difference between your hip and your waist, then you probably ought to do darts and skirt, zipper and stuff like that to go on and get fitted. But if you're kind of just a few inches difference between your waist and your hip, then this stuff is great. But there's a video, I'll leave it a link at the end of this video to that video. But this is, so if I'm gonna just baste this on here, and then I have the lining already pressed up, and then when I get that all in there, I'll just pin it all right here, and then I like to hand stitch this. You could top stitch it, but I don't want to put a stitch in there like that. So I think I'm going to try to actually stitch this lining down instead of hand stitch it, because I'm short of time today. I want to wear this tomorrow. So I'm going to just put it on the sleeve board, get this really flat, and then pin it right here, just hopefully not, because sometimes it's hard to get it exact on there. And then stitch in the ditch. I'll put gray thread on my top thread right here and stitch right close to there, and then you won't see any stitching right there. And then it should be right there in the middle of the fold. I think I can do it. A lot of times I like to just hand sew it, because then the lining, if you get it just a little bit off, it controls the fabric. Especially right here, if you can kind of see, you got to give it a little bit of a slack like that so it doesn't pick up. Lining's tricky. Also, lining will shrink differently than, that's a rayon, so definitely dry cleaning this. You know I'm gonna wear it and go, oh, I don't have time to take to the dry cleaners, I'll hand wash it, and then I'll probably get some problems with it. Get that right there. Use this, I love this chessboard. Has a nice base to it, then you can get a nice flat edge without pinning the other parts on the bottom. Yep, working out good. I think I'm gonna go with that, and I'm gonna do that before the elastic because the elastic will control it more, and this will be easier to get it around the sewing machine. I think I'm gonna give this a go. All right, have it all stitched in the ditch right here. Came out pretty good. Right there, all done. Although, yep, it did go off a little bit. This fabric's slippery. It would have been quicker and easier to just hand stitch it. Let's look what happened here. Got a little, it went off. And when you're working on it this way, you can't really tell. So now, you see the bubble here, I have to let all that go. See, if I would have just hand stitched it, it actually would have been shorter. So a lot of my students always say, oh, I had to hand stitch, and then you're like, yeah, it only takes a minute, really. So now I have to take this out and then reset it and get it. At least it's coming out easily. So I will finish this up, restitch it, and then I can get on to the elastic. All right, got that done. Yay! Oh my God, this is so cute. Who would have thunk? Cartoon fabric. All right, now I got the elastic. I kind of figured this is the back. And I'm going to start. Ooh, I thought I had my center backs marked. I don't. So I'm going to put side seam to side seam. I'm going to give this a little clip right here. Make sure that didn't. That lining fabric is so slippery. I have a V will help. And then here, because I need to really, when you do this elastic, really know where the quarters are. Right there. So they all blend in when you start sewing. So I got a quarter here. I'll start it there. I need some more pins. Start it here. Then my next quarter is here. Like that. And this is the soft side of the elastic is up. I don't have a lot of grip here, but it just goes like that. So I sew it, start here, and I work on a quarter and grip it like that. Sometimes I have to hold it this way and then just zigzag over this. It just cups it up like that. You zigzag it, then it's on. Just got to make sure you get that whole side under here. Look at this. Somebody in glasses right here. Goes like that. And then it grips like that. And then this thing will be done. I'm going to try it on. All right, going to finish this up, take it to the sewing machine. I have a new skirt. Voila! Skirt is done. Yay! I put that together really fast. They're getting faster and faster. Actually, this is always the most time consuming, is that the border piece in here. And with the ribbon, it was just so simple. I put it in there, although it caused me little problems. But wow, this looks so great. If I were to do this again, I would want a little bit thinner fabric on here, because this Kona cotton is kind of controlling it. But it looks pretty good. Wow. Yay! Oh my gosh. What I want to do now is actually get the color markers and color in some of the, maybe put a couple pink spots in there. I'm not sure. I'll practice it on the fabric and see how it turns out on the scrap fabric. But I love it. I think I'm going to wear this tomorrow, going up to Asheville. And if you've seen the video I did about Fancy Gap fabrics, that's where I got this fabric. I finished the whole video out there and posted that a few weeks ago. And take a look at it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.